Hey, welcome to another episode of Trumanisms. We're going to change some things up. We're going to try and add some new things, try and do some things different. Rather than just doing fights, we're going to start breaking down the fights before they happen. Talk about it, make some predictions. Although if you've watched Trumanism since the inception, you're going to know that, hey, my predictions aren't any better than anybody else's. I go by who looks good on paper and who looks good in my gut. And obviously, that's not always right. But we're going to do it nonetheless to try and make some things more interesting. First, and what we're going to do is we're basically going to break down the fights one fight at a time. And only the fights that are most likely to actually air, the ones that are promised to air. The first fight up, pretty exciting for me, is Cole Miller and Junie Browning. Let's look at Cole Miller first. Cole Miller is 14-3-0. He's got 3 knockouts, 9 submissions, and 2 decision wins. 2 of his losses are by decision and 1 by TKO. The most notable of his losses was by Jeremy Stephens. That was the next to the last fight that he had. He lost to Jeremy due to punches and elbows. Jeremy just really beat the snot out of him. One impressive win was Leonard Garcia. Man, Leonard Garcia holds my all-time best fight for guts. Leonard Garcia was so outclassed by Roger Huerta, but even though he was outclassed, he wasn't defeated. He wasn't a quitter. He didn't give up. Roger beat the snot out of him the whole fight, and he hung in there, and Roger couldn't put him away. And I mean, I'm a big Roger fan, not because my family knows him, not because he's from here, but man, just because he's a gutsy fighter, and you can never count him out, and he likes to bring it. Unlike Kenny Florian, who just ran away from him. I mean, there are times when I see guys getting frustrated because they can't hit the guy and the guy eludes them. But Florian didn't just elude him, he ran away from him. I mean, just like a big chicken. And, dude, anyway, I'm a Roger fan, and Leonard Garcia, man, gutsiest fight I've ever seen. Leonard Garcia, you will always be one of my favorites if you never do anything good again, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think you've got a great career ahead of you. But anyway, he did beat Leonard Garcia in a decision, a unanimous decision. But again, Leonard went the whole way. I really like Leonard Garcia. His last victory was over Jorge Gurgel, and he won that by a triangle choke. And that was in UFC 86. It's really the last big fight where we've seen Cole Miller. The other fighter, Junie Browning, man. I'm a guy who likes to give second chances. I mean, if Tito Ortiz, whom I cannot stand, were to come out and show a different personality and be a different kind of guy, I might become a Tito Ortiz fan. Junie Browning, what an idiot, what a jerk on the show. But, man, since the show, he's been an entirely different guy. His first fight after the show, he just really was very impressive. I mean, he changed as much between his last fight on the show and his first fight off the show as Forrest Griffin did between his previous fight and his fight with Shogun Rua. Despite the championship win against Jackson, I still think Shogun Rua was the best fight ever by Forrest Griffin. I mean, it was such a great fight, and he submitted him with just ticks left on the clock. That was a great fight. But anyway, back to Junie. You know, he fought David Kaplan. He's fought Dustin Walden and Logan Barger. But the one that all of you have seen was his fight against David Kaplan, and the other fights were before the show. Man, I mean, he had Kaplan's number. His strikes were crisp. His ground game was sharp. It's just a really good fight, and I've not seen enough Cole Miller, and certainly we've not seen Cole Miller since July of last year, and we saw Junie right at the end of the year, and man, I'm going to go with Junie Browning. Man, if he's improved as much since his last fight as this fight, I'm telling you that BJ might want to look out, because man, he's just a really impressive young fighter. On the show, he didn't show a lot of talent, but like I said again, between the show and his first professional fight in the UFC, totally different fighter. If he's improved that much, Cole Miller doesn't stand much of a chance. But hey, Cole Miller's been off a long time, which means he's been training, and hopefully, I wish them both the best. But I'm really excited about this fight, even though it's the first, should be the first fight of the night, and it might be the most exciting fight of the night. Anyway, I look forward to seeing y'all at the fights. I'm going to be watching this fight at the Boulevard Bar and Grill, Far West, Austin, Texas. I hope you guys can join me, and it's a great place to watch. They got lots of screens, great beer prices. I've been going there for probably, let's see, how old is Junie Browning? I don't see anything about his age, but there's a very good chance that I've been going to the Boulevard longer than Junie Browning's been alive. So look forward to seeing y'all there, and I hope you start watching more Trumanisms. Leading up to the fight, we're going to try and have more stuff. So we're going to be doing and reviewing the rest of the fights. A couple of days from now, maybe even tomorrow, we'll review Tyson Griffin and Rafael Dos Anjos. Anyway, until next time, peace.